All right. Good evening, everybody. This is the Mechatron Academy, and these are very first, you know, WordPress cohorts when we talk about no code web development, right? So over the years, we've been teaching people how to, build websites by writing codes, right? Only for us to understand that there are some individuals who just want to learn how to design website, but they don't want to go through the rigorous path on, writing the programming language, even though it's still needed, even in WordPress. Yeah. However, it's understanding that you can build a website without writing or knowing how to write code in a short term will give you enough leverage to be able to start building for clients, and then at the needed time can be able to go on and you know monetize or all of those, right? So the, but it all still depends on what the individual actually wants, right? So if the individual wants to, give me a minute, if the individual actually wants to start by writing code, which is basically how I personally started. I started writing code, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, and all of those things. So it built my skill set before I now got to know of WordPress. So I use WordPress for businesses who really want their websites in a very short period of time. And WordPress gives you that flexibility, right? Because WordPress as a tool powers over 40% of the internet today, right? So when you see websites for businesses, most of them were built with WordPress or at least no code tools, right? Because it's actually easy to understand, actually easy to manage by these business owners. So that's why we are here, because you are learning this. You are learning this because you also want to sell your skill to business owners, right? So businesses come to you, and they require their webs. They require so they require their their business being built. Like I mentioned, please turn off your mic and then your video camera so we'll avoid distractions. All right. So once you understand these very points, know that okay, you are there to solve problem for these businesses. You are there to solve their visibility issue. Right. So once that's why we started using this tool. So remember there is a chat box where you can easily communicate if you can hear me or you can't hear me. You can see one already. So if you can just communicate there, my eyes also on the chat box. All right. So that's why we are learning this today. So you are not learning just for yourself. You are also learning to be able to solve problem for a brand out there that needs a platform that can help them showcase their business, showcase their testimonial, showcase their review, and also help them to manage their, you know, client flow and customer retainment, compassion, and so many things that the website does for brands. All right. So, having said all of this, today we will be starting with understanding the what we are actually going to, build on, right? And the tool here is WordPress. So, based on our outline, today we are looking at the introduction to WordPress, and we are for WordPress. There are different ways to host WordPress. Now, you can either install WordPress on on your local system, that's on your laptop, or you do that on a browser, that's web hosting. Now, here is the thing. While learning, you can host your website on your local system, right? However, you can only see that website. on your laptop. It can be seen by someone else, even if they're in the same house with you. If it's not coming to your laptop to see it on your laptop, they can actually see the website. That means it is built on your local device. That's one. And one of the tools we use to do that is what we have on the screen now, which is local. That's what I use, local WP. So you can install the local WP, and that's how you can be able to, install WordPress software and build locally without really buying a domain. Now, what is a domain and what is a hosting platform? When it comes to hosting websites live, you need two basic things: a domain and a hosting plan. Now, a domain is like your house address. Josephine says she can't see what's on the screen. Anyone else who can't see what's on the screen? So, can you see what's on the screen? Yes or no? Can you see what's on the screen? Let's confirm. Yes or no? Can you see what I'm sharing? Okay, so Josephine, probably you could, log out and join in again. I feel that could be network. All right, thank you very much, Naya, for that confirmation. All right, so that is what that's what a hosting and a domain does for you, right? So I was trying to explain what a domain is. A domain is like your address. So when you see www.demecatron.com, right, that's actually our domain name. So it is owned, it has been bought by us, right? When you see www.google.com, www.facebook.com, www.amazon.com, this domain name we are bought by the respective business owners, right? So once you buy a domain, it belongs to you depending on how long you bought it. Most often it's a year. So after a year, you have to renew. And if you don't renew it, they will give you about 30 days grace. And if you don't, they take it away from you. Someone can actually buy it off. But it depends on the platform. The grace period depends on the platform. Right. So that's for domain. It's like the address of your website. Now, what is now the hosting plan? When you build your house, yes, that's what I'm showing. That's what I'm showing. Yeah. I'm just trying to explain the whole concept for now. Yeah, I'm only showing the local host for now. Nothing yet. I'm just trying to explain the term before we get to the details. So what I'm doing on this cohort is to give you what you need to start building. No long story, it is a practical course or practical webinar. We're now trying to start giving notes for you to start writing. No. If you understand what I'm trying to explain with you now, you should be able to know how to start building. Right? So just know that there is a domain and there's a hosting plan. Not trying to start doing definition of a domain and all of those things. But what I'm explaining here so that you can be able to understand what is happening. So I've discussed what a domain is, right? Now, what is hosting? Hosting, just like when you get your house, you build your house on a land, right? So that land you built your house is the host, right? So your house is the domain, while the land is the host. So you need to go and secure your landed property before you can now build your house. So in this case, your host is where your domain is hosted on. Just by the name, hosting package. Now, so the host differs. There are basic, there are business, and there are premium. All of these have their own different specification. But I believe when we get to how to host a domain online, I can highlight that, right? So, but just grab that you have to have your domain and your host before your website can actually appear live. So, why I brought this up was because I was trying to explain what we are to do, different ways of installing your WordPress. Like I mentioned, there is the local, which is what we have here, where we host it on your laptop, and now there is online, the one you do by hosting on a web host. Now, let's look at this local, which is the tool we'll be using to understand how to build. So once you can download this tool on Google, right? So local WP, just type local WP on Google, and then you can be able to download that. So and install. Once you install, right? So once you install, you open. So I've opened it. Now, what I need to do is be able to let's create a local site. I believe you are seeing what I'm showing you now. We are on the local site. Confirm if you can see what I'm showing you. Local site. Okay, cool. All right. So there is create a new, create from a blueprint, select an existing zip file. So we want to create a new. So I'll click on continue. So what should we call our site now? Let's call it web design. Yeah, let's call it web. Oh, let's call it fashion. Fashion website. So that's what we call it. Let's see continue. Let's go with continue again. So what is our WordPress name? Let's give it a name. So this is just an open-ended stuff. I'm just going to use a name that I feel will just be generic for this for this cohort. So let's call it web design. That's our website name. And then let's give it a password. I'll just put my password there. Then let's use an email. Let's use the Mechatron at gmail.com. So that is it. So WordPress name, web design, password, and then let's do add. So you have to give it some time to actually load. All right. Load. If you have any question, you can drop in the comment section, so I will know that we are following better. When it comes to building a website, there are three keys or three tools you should understand. That's the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Like I told you earlier, these are the ways you can actually build a website by writing code, where you use HTML and then you use allow. Okay, so just allowing it to install. So HTML talks about the structure of the website, right? So why I'm mentioning it, because WordPress is already built in a way that it accommodates all of this. So, but I want to explain to you what is happening behind the scene. Now, just like our human body, that's how I usually explain this to human being have skeleton, right? Two of us. So that's how it is. If you reduce every website to their lowest Can you guys hear me? Okay. I don't know what happened. I just saw myself logged out. I feel it's network, or this thing just logged me out because they don't want us to. All right, so I'm back. Please confirm if you can see my screen now. Confirm if you can see my screen, please. Okay. All right. All right. So what was I explaining initially? Let me know who is listening. What was I explaining initially? Write in the comment section. Let me see those who are listening, who have been attentive, and those who are even writing HTML. I think I've left HTML. Okay. So yeah, I already wrap up with HTML. I was just talking about CSS, and I said CSS means cascading style sheet, and I was about spelling it before I now cascading style sheet. So it actually what helps you to style your website, the bit, the color, the font, typeset, all of this. So that's what CSS is all about. Whereas JavaScript is about the functionality. It's a website where you have, if you click here, it makes a kind of movement, like the functionality of the website. If you build a website without JavaScript, they will just be like dummy website, like they will just be static, right? But animation and CSS makes website interactive in the sense that once you click on a button, maybe click on the button, it opens on a new page, and then you make payments. Like some of those functionality in a real code format, that's what JavaScript does. However, in WordPress, there are tools that will help us to facilitate this, and that we are about to explore them. So let's go in. So our fashion website is already installed, right? So let's go to the admin. I think I should share another screen now. So sharing on my browser screen so that thing you will follow through. All right. So the moment I click open the admin, it's opened there. So remember our username code. What was our username again? Do we remember? What was our username? What do we use initially? What was our username? The screen is up now. Was that the username? I think that was the website name. I think we use web design. Let's check web design. Then the password. Can I still remember this? Let's see. I think I use 129 for the password. Let's try to log in. All right, so that's correct. So this is like, for me, this is just the purpose of this cohort. So the password is just there for, you can't even access it on until the website is already hosted. So but this is what we have, right? Yeah, this is what we have. So you can see the process. I said to allow us to take this time because I tried to my plan was to install this platform and then show us, because I knew it was going to take a bit time, right? But I decided to leave it so we can be able to see how the process works. So once you are on this dashboard now, that's where the whole magic will be happening, right? So please, if you understand from the very beginning till now, can you type I understand? Can you type I understand? If you don't understand, type I don't understand and just let me know where you don't understand as well. I could just I don't understand. All right, so you can unmute and talk. I think unmute yourself and ask your question, Josephine. You are a guest on this call, so you can talk. Yes, go ahead.
Hi, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Okay, where I didn't get it, I didn't actually get everything you are saying from the beginning. When you said local WP, so I didn't get it because my network logged me out. So
Okay,
my confusion started from there.
okay, all right. But do you understand the installation process?
No, sir.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, the recordings will be there for you to go back to. All right, but let me just iterate. Let me go back a bit just to make sure we have everyone on board. All right, so you can mute yourself. Thank God your background is not noisy. You could have. So, all right. Why I was saying here that there are two ways to actually host your site. One is the local, the other one is via your web host. And I think you were here when I explained the web hosting part. So the local WP is, I got confused at the installation process as well. Well, let's see. Now I'll share my screen where I'm to install the platform again. So let me share installation process. I want to share my entire screen because it will make me not to. All right, so this is my installation process. Remember, I'm trying to explain. This is the app, your local system. You have to go to Chrome browser to install this. This is forget what you see. These are the projects I have built. So forget what you see here. You can see the fashion website is already here as well. So these are the ones I have actually installed here before. So this very platform called local WP, you can see it local on top. You can go to Chrome browser and install it. Just go to Chrome and then type local WP. It will install. Once you install and you get down to this very platform, you click on this. You can see add local site. Click on add local site. It will ask you, do you want to create a new site or do you want to create from blueprint that's from starting from a particular pre-installed step already, or do you want to install from you know what zip files are probably because you can download a WordPress file as a zip file. So but leave those ones. We want to create a new site, right? So I click on continue. So it asks you again, what's your site name? We give it a name, right? I won't install to the end so that this will not take time again. I'll click continue, then click continue again. Now, this information you are putting here is what we is like your login detail. You get it now, right? This is like your login detail. You can see when I asked you what was our username before, you told me it was fashion website. I told you no. Now, if we had made mistake with if I have forgotten our username and password, the only way I can recover this password, this site again, is through the email or through the cPanel. If I don't remember my name and I can't go forgotten password, I have lost access to this website. I hope that makes sense now. Oh my goodness. You can't see it. I don't feel like crying. What is this? Oh, God have mercy, God have mercy, God have... But you can see it now, ba? Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. Can you see it now, please? I have to go back. I'll go back. Can I go back? Let me cancel. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right. It's all good, even if this is what we achieved today. All right. So here we are now. Like I said, install it, get it down to your laptop. Then you have this interface. Then this is what you have to click: the add local site. Click on it. Like I explained here, click on create new site, then continue. Then you put your site name, fashion, like where we put the fashion brand. So I could just call this Josephine, Josephine website. Then, oh, my screen is showing again. So that's all right. So I'll click continue. So this is what I was explaining initially, that if you lose the information here, you've lost access to your website. So you put your username and put your password, and then click on add site. It will start installing. All right, so we'll not install it, but do you understand to this extent? You should understand to this extent now. Yes, very good. So that is it. So once you click on add site, you begin to install. Once it's done installing, the next thing to show you will now... So I'm gonna share the dashboard now. So this way it's gonna to open the platform. You put your username and your password. Once it's correct, you now enter this very place. All right. So yeah. It's up now. It's up. So I was explaining what I did already. So once you put your username and your password, you get to the dashboard. And like I was saying initially, that is where you now do the real work. So, and that is what we are to do here. Do you understand now? Do you guys understand now? All right. Thank you very much, Chineye. All right. So, and that is our focal point in today's section. You can see we're just trying to understand the whole fundamentals. Now we want to look at the, the dashboard now. We want to look at the dashboard. Let's see how to navigate through the dashboard. Now, the very first thing we have on our outline today, we've discussed the installation. Now, so we are on the dashboard and navigation. So let's look at the overview of website dashboard, including the post, the page, media, and settings. Shall we? All right. So once you get to your dashboard here, it's always good to clear some of those things so that you have space. So I usually take these things out. So I will have space. So this will help me to create. I'm still sharing my screen. Yeah, cool. All right, so this is where we are now. So let's look at the dashboard. Once you come over here, these things, don't be confused. We'll take them one at a time. what you can do here is that we have can see our site. L- Let's view the site. You see how it is. I think it's high time I share my entire screen. Yeah, it's better I share my entire screen. It's just better I share my entire screen. You can see my screen, right? Okay. All right. So you can see this is the fashion website. You can see how it is. It is just plain. Nothing is here now. So we are actually going to come over here and do the work needed to be done. Right. So the very first thing is let's look at the post part. So once you click on post, this is where this is can see the hello world you see there. This is like the blog, how people create blogs. So post helps you to manage your blog, right? So if I you can create more posts here, add posts, and you begin to write something. So once you come over here, it's like normal code editor. If you know, if you've used Medium, most of you have used Medium. It's just the way Medium works, right? Where you can actually say this, or let's call this global venture. Then you can start writing. Let's, if you put slash, it brings some things for you. You can now, let's say, the importance of branding and all of those things. So let's just use AI. Let's say something like generate generate me generate me let's not spend time here. Sorry. So just understand that this is for posts, and the more you write, you can just paste your stuff here. This is the the global brand for your global brand for your consideration. So shall understand my point, right? So this is just where you just do your right, and for your blog post, add your media. Let's see. As you can see, if you put your slash, it gives you room to add your image. You can upload media, and then so just takes you back to, I think this stuff is what I will not use something that is very important or sensitive here. I was using something. Let's just try this. Okay, this is when I was trying to create a YouTube thumbnail. So you can see you just add your media from your local system, and then you keep writing. So this is for those who wants to write for a blog or a blogger. This is how you do your blog. So my point here is that once you are done, you publish. So there are other things we need to understand here, but remember today is just trying to know how to navigate this space. So I will not spend time here. So let's just publish though. Publish. So click publish and then publish. So there are other things we can discuss here, but we'll do that later. So having said this, having discussed this, let's get back to our dashboard. All right, so we have two posts now. Now, the next thing here is the media. So this is where we have your media on for the website. Anything about media is where you can see the one we added has appeared here already, right? So this is where they are managed, and this is for pages. Click on all. You can see this sample page. Let's see at the website. If I click on this, you can see if I click on this now, this sample page, you can see where it takes me, right? So this sample, it was because of this stuff. So the page was made and it was inserted that once I click on the sample page, it brings me to this very place, right? So that's it for pages. So you can add more pages like the way you added for posts as well. There's still comments where people comment on your posts. You will see them here, like the normal blog where you can maybe give room for people to comment, and you will see them here and manage them as well. Like I told you about CSS, right? That you need to beautify your website when you're done building. That is what this part is all about, themes. And there are some, if I click on themes, there are some built-in themes that WordPress has already provided you with. For instance, if I, let's say, want to use this one, I'll just click on it and just activate. Let me just activate straight, and then no need to like preview. I'll activate this. So let's assume I want to use this theme to build my website. I'll activate it, and it seems like it's even okay. So it has been added. You can see our site has changed. This was not how it was before. You can see it, right? You can see that, right? So once you add a theme, it beautifies your website, and this is just for the built-in theme that WordPress. You can see we already have like a fully built website already, right? So this is what theme does. So you can be able to use it to hasten your work. You can see we didn't really spend so much time, and we have this already about us and some text, but this is very basic, right? So just trying to tell you that you still have some work to do. So that's for theme. Though there are rooms, there's still room for you to add theme from other places. You can download or buy from other places, and then you can now install it here. So, but just know that WordPress also provides you with basic themes, right? So now, how about plugins? Remember when I mentioned about JavaScript helping you to create some functions, right? So plugins is what really helps you for that function. When you hear plugin, just see it as a tool that does a particular work for you. For instance, if I want to create, let's say, a payment system, if I want to create a payment system, for instance, for like Paystack. No, people usually put Paystack. At least that's very common on websites. You do that with plugins. So instead of you trying to, start building by yourself, you click on plugins and see and search for them. So click on plugins. Let's wait for it to load. So here we are. So you can see there are different plugins. Let's look for, let's say, Paystack. So allow it to load and it's taking time. You can see there's pay stack, WooCommerce payment. So with this now, I can click on it and install. It's already installed. That means this software came in with it. This platform. I think they already installed something like this. So you can see it says installed, but this one's saying install now. So my point here is that even those that have like your contact form where you ask people to put information, it's called WP form, right? So remember, we're doing a crash course today, just trying to understand the interface. You will see how these things are being used in later course. So just have in mind that okay, this kind of thing can be done. You can see WP. So this is for a contact form, payment form, survey form, and the likes. Right. So if you're understanding, please type I am understanding. Type I am understanding so I'll know you are following. Make sure you are not sleeping. Make sure you are active because anywhere you lose me, you might actually lose me at great lengths because we are moving forward. All right, cool. All right. So this is for contact. So there are many plugins. What again? There is another beautiful plugin that we must use called Elementor. Elementor is what will really help you to build. So in that one, I could even install it right away. Right? So we will need Elementor. It also has a pro version, which I will upload later. You know, so but Elementor is like the website builder. It actually what makes the building of website. You can see this website looks so dummy, like it looks so dumb because this is just WordPress. So when people talk about WordPress, this is what they are talking about. But when you start using tools like Elementor, you are trying to custom. You can customize to some extent, to a great extent. So I can click on install. So I want to install this particular plugin. Remember, I told you there are tools that actually helps you to perform a particular function. You can see Elementor website has it all. All drag and drop page builder, pixel perfect design, and mobile responsive editing, and more. So this is a very great tool. We'll still come back and see. We have Can you hear me? Please, where did you stop hearing me? Where did you stop hearing me, please? Where did you stop hearing me? At Elementor installation part. Okay. All right. So yeah, you can always get back to the recordings. You have time to download it and listen properly. So we might be coming, we might be ending so that this thing will not take much of your space. So I don't want it to take so much time that it will be hard for you to download. So you can always get back and download and watch again. It's recorded, right? So yeah, let's discuss the element. I've already told you that once you install, you allow it to once you click on install, or rather activate, no, install, right? Yeah, you allow it to go on and then later you now activate. So well, like I told you, I was trying to discuss user, and when I mean user, I mean you are the owner of the website. As a business owner, I'm using this instance to make it relatable, right? So you're the owner of the website and you have an email marketer, because this is how you explain to your clients on about how their staff can actually help them with their websites. I can see why people use WordPress, because it can be managed easily. So you are the admin, as you can see here. I believe my screen is up. Yeah. So you are the admin. Web design is, remember, it was our username, web design. So that is the admin of this website, which is administrator. Now he wants to give other people some role. So we click on add role. So I want to give maybe Chinenye. Let's give Chinenye her role here. So Chinenye, then we'll put her email. Let's say at gmail.com, for instance. Then this might not really be important, but if you can put them, fine, and all of this. So generate a password for her, then send the new user an email about their account. You can leave it checked. They can now define what role do I want to give her. Should I give her editor so she can help me to manage my blog post? Or should I give her the role of contributor or subscriber? Or do I want her to also have administrator role? Right? So either ways, you can choose anyone, editor, and then you can now say add user. Once you do that, you can see Chinenye has been added here. So all I need to do is to give her her own login details and send this across to her. Then she can now apply. But remember, she can't handle this WordPress because this WordPress is locally installed, right? It's not on web hosts. So you cannot use it outside of this my laptop. That's what I mean, right? So very important. Let's go further and then wrap up. So we have tools. These tools also help you to import and export. So you can import WordPress zip file. I can also export this one as a zip file. Now settings, just basic settings. Let's just talk about basic settings. General, let's look at general. So general is talking about the site title. Remember, we have fashion websites which you can still change. Tagline, let's say beauty is unveiled. That could be the tagline of the business owner. Put their site logo. That's all these things. Like you can see WordPress icon here. That's what site logos are. So you can click and then choose from your browser. I don't have any icon yet, so just you can see anyone can register, can check that, or you can so add new user default rule. Nothing really much here. So let's change our time zone. If they are depending on the country, you can now, let's say the person is in Nigeria. So let's look for Lagos. So Lagos, you can choose the format for their all right. So you can choose the format for and the time formats anyhow you want it to choose it. Week starts when is it Sunday or Monday? Either ways, when you're done, you save. So this is for general. The next one is the writing. So this is just basic setting. Writing. What do I need to show you here? Nothing really much self. Let's look at reading, which is very important. Reading. So remember we had our post. The post the one we had before, it was just normal post. So it's always good you click on this static page and then you make your home page to be your if you remember we had to click that sample page before the sample page came up. I hope you guys remember that time, but the sample page was different. We had to click on it before we saw our sample page. Yes. So this time we want our sample. You can see this was where it was. Your latest post is your home page display. So home page means once someone comes to your website, they will see that latest post, which is so. But we don't want it that way. We want our home page to be our sample page, which is why I'm selecting. So our sample page should be our home page. Then our post page should now be not the same as sample page, no? So we can leave this because we don't have any post yet. So, but once we create a post, we can still choose sample page, but not really important here. So this is just trying to set. Let's set this and see how it goes. I think. So blog page shows how many posts. We want to show 5 posts per or anyhow. So just that want to choose 5. So to show 5 posts at a glance. And once you are done, you save. Then finally, what I will show you here is how to use permalink. You can see this is usually the one that is chosen post name so that you can see you want your browser to have this way. HTTPS, your browser, your domain name dot local slash sam. So this is just the best way to keep it so that you can easily trace where you are at each point in time. So nothing much here. This is just some basic things you do. So your post name should be your permalink structure. Permalink means this thing's on top. You can see what is on top now. It's showing me the pathway of my browser of where I'm going to. So we want it to appear as a name, right? So that is just what we need to do here. You can see, I know that this is already a lot of information, so you can just save. It's already a lot of information, and you may need to go over this and just understand the whole structure. It's very easy, and you are not meant to understand everything once, but this ones is just what you need for now, and you can actually use it to start. You can see now our home page is now this. So why is it appearing? Because I chose that second option. Let's go and redo that. So I know it was not meant to be. So let's go. Ouch. See, it was reading. So I'll take this out and save. Home page should be home page. You can see that now. So your home page should be this is the home page, and it should remain the home page. So when you start building, you can now customize these things to your test. So does this make sense? Does it make sense? I'm not asking you whether you understand everything. Yes, you will need to go back and learn and understand this very well. At least my communication, does it really make sense? Does it give you more insight on what you need to do? Okay. All right. So, any question? Let's call it a day for tonight. Any question? Any question? Any question? Any question? You have none. Okay. All right. So here is your assignment. The task for this will be submitted on Friday. No, on Thursday, because our next class will be on Friday. So it's submitted on Thursday before 8 p.m. West African time. So I want you to install the whole application we just installed, like replicate what I just did today. Install it and then send on the platform the screenshots of your own dashboard and then the screenshots of the yes on or before Thursday. You can submit before Thursday, but I would really appreciate if everyone waits until Thursday and then submit. But if you want to submit before Thursday, that's fine. I will not throw it away. If you can finish it and submit ASAP, that's fine. The goal is that you should do it. So install it and then send the screenshot of your dashboard and also the screenshot of the website, like when you preview the live website on your local system, just like where we have this one showing now. Yeah, so send the screenshots, choose any brand name of your choice, and then send on the platform. I will be expecting that on or before Thursday, 8 p.m. West African time. All right, thank you very much for coming here for day one, and we'll be able to go on. Yeah, the recordings will be available on YouTube. It should be available by tomorrow. YouTube has to scrutinize the content before it goes live. That their policy. So, but by this time tomorrow, you should be able to have access to it. Yeah. All right. So, any other question? There's no other question. So, we'll be able to cover what we have for week one already, which is very important and which is also very great. Right. So, we'll start practicalizing in our next class and discuss more about themes, which is very important. So, we're looking at week two, which is themes, and we should start installing some application or some plugins and then some themes to start building. All right, so see you guys in the next class. Thank you very much for being here up to this moment and ensure you do the assignment. Godspeed. You're welcome, Chineye. Thank you, thank you, thank you.